हेलो एवरीवन, वेलकम टू माय चैनल। आज हम स्प्रिंग बूट के इंटरव्यू क्वेश्चन सीखेंगे। यहाँ पर मोस्ट ऑफ द क्वेश्चन स्प्रिंग बूट के इंटरव्यू में पूछे जाते हैं। फर्स्ट क्वेश्चन इज व्हाट इज स्प्रिंग बूट। स्प्रिंग बूट इट इज़ अ जावा फ्रेमवर्क टू मेक अ standalone application. Spring Boot reduce the XML configuration or dependency. It reduce manual dependency or it reduce server configuration headache. It is sufficient answer. Next question is what are the four core principles of Spring Boot. First is auto configuration. Auto configuration it work as automatically. It added bin-based dependency and MySQL configuration automatically. Next starter dependency. It is second core principle. It is the predefined configuration. There is a web starter or a JPA starter. JPA means where some CRUD operation like. Next third principle is embedded server. Embedded server it is the automatically added that time the Spring Boot my main project I will created previously. Tomcat I will install on browser, but here Spring Boot it is not required for it be automatically done by Spring Boot. Next question is why Spring Boot is popular. Why Spring Boot is popular? That's why less configuration, fast deployment, easy REST API creation, microservices friendly, strong community supports, used by top companies like Flipkart, Amazon, Netflix, like companies. Next question is how does Spring Boot works? Their answer: Spring Boot work using like conversion over configuration, working flow of that you add starter dependency. Next, the Spring Boot scan class path. Next, auto configuration applies. Fourth, the embedded server starts. Application run with main. No XML, no server setups. Next question is what are the features of Spring Boots? There are a lot of features of Spring Boot: auto configuration, starter dependencies, embedded server, Spring initializer, actuators, microservices supports, easy training. Like that, you can say. Next question is what are the advantages of using Spring Boot? Some advantages are there: fast application development, minimal boilerplate code, easy integration with databases, easy deployment, production ready, scalable or maintenance. Like that you can see application. Question is the disadvantages of Spring Boot. There are some many disadvantages are there: large application size, auto configuration, some time confusing, less control for beginners, not ideal for very small applications. Next question is how many ways are there to create a Spring Boot app? There are three ways to create Spring Boot app. First is the Spring initializer. You go with website, type there Spring initializer, then add their web dependencies or JPA data dependencies. Next, download their zip file and open it Eclipse or IntelliJ IDE. Second, using Maven project, or third, using IDE like Eclipse, IntelliJ. Like next question is what are the starter in Spring Boot? Like that, give answer. Starter are dependencies descriptors that simplify dependency management. There is no any configuration, but at only one starter it start. Next 10th question is list of common starters. There are some starter names like Spring Boot Starter Web, Spring Boot Starter Data GPA, Spring Boot Starter Security, Spring Boot Starter Test, Spring Boot Starter Themely, like it work on front end. Like that you can say. Next question is 11th question: starter to get production ready application. Yes, starter give production ready application like Spring Boot Starter Actuator, security, login or validation are there, etc. So friend, these are complete entry question of Spring Boot core Spring Boot. Like in the next video I will create advanced level Spring Boot questions.